As House Republicans vote to gut the Congressional Ethics Office, Democrat Abigail Spanberger and Republican Chip Roy have reintroduced a bill that would ban lawmakers from trading stocks. And Punchbowl News reports the bill has the most co-sponsors it has ever had at the start of a new Congress. Virginia Congresswoman and former CIA officer Abigail Spanberger joins me now. Congresswoman, you know this is a bill I am very focused on here on 11th Hour. Do you truly believe it is going to pass this time around with Republicans in charge? Because it seems like everything else that has to do with rules on you guys, they're happy to get rid of.
Well, what I can tell you is this. We have the most engagement on this bill at the introduction. Chip and I introduced it in the 116th Congress. It was just the two of us, and we worked hard to get co-sponsors. The 117th, we introduced it with 10 or 11. We're at more than 35, and just today we had 4 more members call my office to say they want to get added immediately. I've had a new member tell me that they campaigned on this bill, promising that they would co-sponsor it. And so the urgency is growing. Members increasingly are supporting it. And, we're going to continue pushing. Chip and I are going to both push leadership to move this one forward because the American people want it. And we're seeing that reflected in the members of Congress who are now signing on. We've been having really vocal conversations. I've had more members come to me and say, OK, I support the principle of the bill, but I've got a couple questions. Right. That's progress. That's progress. So we're going to keep pushing on it. It just makes sense. And this will be law eventually, hopefully this Congress.
A few months ago, it had been reported that lawmakers on both sides of the aisle love to say in public they support it, they want to see this change, but when it comes down to it, they're never going to press the speaker to bring it to the floor because they love the fact that they can say in public, let's do it, but they never actually have to place a vote.
Well, notably, we're starting to see more and more members who are on their own becoming compliant with the legislation. So it's one thing to say, oh, yeah, I support it and I'd sell off all my stocks someday, maybe if and when this ever were to be law. But increasingly, we're having more and more members get on the legislation and then choose to put themselves in compliance with the legislation. So that's a shift as well that we're seeing. One more bit of kind of positivity there. I absolutely agree with you that there is a little bit of it's easy to say you support something if you think it's never going to come for a vote. But ideally, we are creating enough urgency and enough momentum and just simply saying this is just about removing even the perception of impropriety. Right.
OK,
it's a straightforward thing.
Well, that's a bill that could pass in the future. In the present, House Republicans just voted to gut the Congressional Ethics Office. Given that, if trading were to get out of control right now, would there be any real consequences? It seems like there'd be less today than there was 2 weeks ago. And 2 weeks ago, it was pretty awful.
Well, and notably, what's really interesting is just even looking at the history of how the Office of Congressional Ethics was formed, why it was created, why it was deemed to be so necessary, is that it was needed to keep a watchful eye on members of Congress, ensure ethical behavior, and take action and push for action when that ethical behavior was absent. So the fact that we do see that the Republican Congress under now Speaker McCarthy has actually chosen to just gut it is absolutely a step in the wrong direction. And one that I think is deeply, deeply troubling. The good thing about our legislation, though, again, is that it's cut and dry. You either own stocks or you don't. You either have it in a blind trust or you don't. And then if we have this legislation in place, we don't have to worry about some of the individual choices and whether there were unethical purchases here and there. So, I'm obviously a big believer in this legislation. I am deeply disturbed and distressed by the choice to gut the Office of Congressional Ethics. I will continue to, beat the drums on issues of ethics reform and strengthening ethics requirements. And this is a piece of that conversation that we continue to grow momentum and excitement over. And frankly, the American people want it. So thank you to anybody watching who believes in this legislation and has advocated for it with their member of Congress.
Well, you are always welcome to play those drums here on this hour. I want to talk about what else the GOP is doing this week, though. We have seen votes on the IRS and abortion, but these bills are going nowhere. And none of these moves actually help the American people What do you think the end goal is here?
It's all messaging. Let's talk about that IRS vote, right? It's based on a fallacy of who it is that would be hired with additional funding to the IRS. And the answer is people who answer the phone when a widow or widower calls because they can't get their IRS paperwork filed properly upon the death of their loved one. It's a small business owner who is waiting for their tax return, who can't get someone on the phone. It's a wage earner who files on time, excited about that tax refund, who doesn't get it on time. Those are the people that the IRS needs to hire, because the system right now is backlogged and difficult. And I hear from constituents nonstop who are having trouble with the IRS. So this premise was even just built in a nonsensical fashion. It is all messaging, and scoring on it says it would add to the deficit. So you can't hate on a federal agency that helps and engages with people, also adding to the deficit for just purposes of messaging. And going back to what I heard on the campaign trail and every day since the November election, people are worried about the costs that they face at the grocery store, at the pharmacy counter. And that's what people want us to focus on. I heard a lot of my colleagues talking about inflation before the election, but now they don't want to have earnest conversations about how we can continue to address the reality that so many working families are having trouble putting food on the table, paying their rent, paying their mortgage, paying for their prescription drugs, and living kind of day to day. That's the conversation that we should be having on Capitol Hill, and working on real legislation that's not just messaging, that has a path in the Senate, and that can be part of getting bills to the president's desk in pursuit of governance. That's what we're here for.
All right, then. Congresswoman, always good to see you. Thanks for joining us tonight, Abigail Spanberger.
Thank you.
Coming up with Damar Hamlin on the men.